I got some parts in, and I started to open these up, and I said, well, let's unbox it together. That way you guys can see what I got and as it came, and whether or not you want to go that route and buy stuff from these people, if they take a little pride in what they're doing and how they package it, that might tell you a little something about the product. So this is the one I started to open. Go ahead and tear into this. Now this is the torque converter. Got some pretty decent instructions, it looks like. Actually has a parts breakdown. Belt, cover, see what we got. Comes with looks like all the mounting hardware. So that's cool. This is the front. Goes on the engine side. Now this is a Vevor kit.
Let's say China. 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 China.
I've noticed a lot of their stuff coming on the market here lately. I think they're kind of like a middle of the road quality for China made products, sold products. So hopefully this thing will work out pretty good. Worst case scenario, at least now I've got the actual mounting hardware flange. A buddy of mine reached out and told me that he had bought a kit like this before for a go-kart. Clutch itself just wasn't that good. Upgraded heavier dutier clutch drive on this, and he said he had zero problems. So that may be a bridge that we may have to cross. This kit was like $54. The bracketry and the pulleys and stuff, that's worth it to me. So we'll give it a try and see how it goes. So there's that. And like I said, it's got some pretty good detailed instructions, installation procedure, torque specs. The one that I've been looking forward to. This is a company called BMI Carts. They're out of Versailles, Ohio. Not sponsored at all. Everything I have, I've paid for myself. This was a pretty cool, cheap little kit they had on here for the exhaust system. Cute little stuff. It comes with like a 90, 45, a U-bend 180, a straight, and your exhaust flange. So that's pretty cool. Now we can build us a neat little custom exhaust for this thing. Probably tackle that project here shortly. Pretty good stuff. This stuff's pretty heavy duty, actually, heavy wall. See this stuff cracking or anything, giving any issues. I want to say this kit was right around that $40 range. Pretty cheap for all the material you get. So we kind of needed this to route the exhaust away from everything. Belt drive, your legs, your feet, and hopefully we got enough material here to make it happen what we need to happen. So let's get into something. Just got some 3/8 washers here. Got a fire truck going by. Someone done burnt their house down with their turkey. So far, not so good. Oh, I see. Fitting the old drain plug here. What we're going to do for today, I'll take that out and I'll put a piece of tape over it, and I'll see about getting a different style plug that's flush. Cover that guy up. No dirt, no trash. That looks way better. I'm not like hammering these down with an impact, because this is, again, all mock-up. We don't want to back ourselves into a corner here and have an issue. It's just like the motor mounts are tacked in. They're not welded all the way. In case I have to move the engine forward, back, I can. Let's do the fun part. Holy macadocious. These babies are tight. I stepped my holes out one size. Figured that there'd be enough slop in this to line it up. Let me throw this back on just to show you. Granted, it's like really long. So I stepped these out to a 3/8, and I'm still dragging the edge of the hole bad. So throw this on. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's clear on the edge of that hole. So just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna, looks like maybe have to go one size again, one size bigger to get these exhaust mounting studs off. All you need to do is just run one of your nuts back on, run your other one to it, jam it up against it, hold your bottom one still, tighten up your top one, and then together pull and you can break her loose. Just something old timer showed me, and I'll show you. Maybe save you a headache one day. These are actually exhaust bolts for my LS engine. I have like 2 different sets of these things. It's the same bolt pattern. Who would have thought? LS and Predator, one and the same. Got the engine set where I want it. Tack the mounting bolts down. That's where the engine's gonna live. Now we gotta figure out how we want to run this exhaust system. So you gotta remember, we're gonna have a leg or a foot out here. Probably gonna go up and around, come around the body. Something like this. Gonna meet up like that, and then kick it back. How do you want to do it? That's the question you gotta ask yourself. I think the 45 is key here. We could just full on hater pipe if we wanted. Then we gotta worry about the rain waters and everything else. I took the 180 and went ahead and cut it. I trimmed a upper corner. I mean, you're not always ready to film, right? Sometimes you just gotta figure it out beforehand a little. I thought about running the exhaust this way and down, either bring it down or run it out the side. Well, you're going to be crawling over it, getting in it, burn your fingers, burn your leg, grabbing it, you know. What if I run it this way, but I still need clearance for my torque converter? I will get the guard to fit, even if I have to notch the bottom of it. I want this covered up. I still want to be able to work on it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the exhaust kind of this way. Feel me out. I'll run it down, which this will angle or shorten this piece up. You still got plenty of clearance here. It's not melting stuff because that's just plastic, remember. Run that, shorten this up, and then this will be somewhere right in here. That'll run back. I can weld this 45 straight to it, put my tip on it, and we got a side pipe exhaust. That'll clear my rear tire. I think that'll work just fine. And it's plenty long enough that hopefully we won't get a bunch of backfires and pops and all that stuff. I'm going to shove me like a little rag or something down in there just to keep from dropping a BB, and that'll definitely for sure catch on fire. I'm blowing this up center best I can. Probably shorten this just a little. I think I'm going to take about 3 off this main tube. Get that cut. Hopefully I won't have to mess with this piece again. All right, let's see what this looks like. See, I got all this sitting on the table because realistically that's ground height. That's where I want it. So I'm thinking I can tack this one up and then I'll be able to get a mark here on this pipe to cut it, slide it ahead, and we're trucking along. It's going to be like the fastest exhaust system I've ever done. You know what we could do, just for funsies? If you ever get on poly.com, every once in a while, they have a clearance or garage sale. You can buy all kinds of treasure, like huge Flowmaster exhaust tip for like $10. You can put us a bell on there and just run that right out the side. I don't even know what that sounds like. Probably awful, but it would be funny. Are you with me? Don't fall asleep on me now. I'm trying. It's like perfect. So I don't want it like this way or this way. So just put my big head in the way so see what I'm doing. Probably gonna give her the Orange County choppers here. Do the old squint tack. Not ideal. Got a little drop in her. We'll fix that. It's got a little bit of a swing out, but it's not horrible. Well, that worked out. That'll allow me to move it. That'll hold it straight up and down. We got all kinds of stuff. 45s, 90s. So what I want to do here, probably mark this just a little long. I'll take a grinder as far as getting a nice angle right there. And then we'll get that tacked up. And then we'll be pretty much on the home stretch. I got everything out to TIG weld. And then I remembered that I haven't hooked up my 220 plug in here yet. MIG welder it is. I might paint it or put some head wrap on it just to protect your leg a little bit more. Well, I fabbed up these running boards really quick. I think what I'm going to do there, I'll cut a little piece of sheet metal, cap this in, finish weld them. This stuff's thin. It's like 16 gauge or 14 gauge, I don't know. I think it'll work fine for what we're trying to do with it. We just need a place to rest our foot. So with that being in place, once we get our pedals mounted here, that'll keep your foot from sliding off the outside. And then we'll put some, I actually have some more of the stainless mesh that I used on the grill. I think I'm just gonna cover that in that. Nice and textured to keep your foot from sliding. And then we're in business. I think next week, it looks like probably gonna paint this thing, get it knocked out. We're gonna decide on a color that day, I guess. I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. Had a few things I wanted to get knocked out on this. We got our exhaust kit in, got us an exhaust fabbed up, made some floorboards, running boards, whatever you want to call them. Somewhere to keep your foot from dragging. How about that? Pretty happy with it. We'll get everything probably finished welded up next week. And I want to get this body painted. Tired of looking at blue and bare metal and rust and red, and we want to kind of try to get it all one color. I haven't made up my mind yet. If you guys got any ideas or suggestions, put it down in the comment section. I want to thank you all for following me along on this journey. This thing's caught a lot of traction for the channel, and it's really pumped the numbers up. It's pretty awesome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is just one little project that we squirreled out on. Squirrel! Veered left hard and went into. But I really like it. This thing's come along a long way in a short amount of time. I'm pretty pumped for it. The only big project left we got to get is our rear axle. Try to figure out a seat of some sort. But other than that, this thing's wrapping up pretty quick. So thanks a lot for watching today. By the way, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a wonderful time with your family and your friends. You all have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, would you